Hello everybody, welcome back to the dumbest modeling channel on all of YouTube, Pitstain Hobbies. We're back on the beautiful Agora Models No Time to Die Aston Martin DB5. We got pack 4. I'm very happy about that. There's that nice black interior on the box. And what do we got here? Oh, I got instructions up. Let's see, stage 24, we're going to start with building some suspension. And I'm going to do the same thing I did for the other front brake caliper. I'm going to sand off the letter L, the other one had R, and I'm going to paint it with some Tamiya, where is it? Gold leaf. So I'm it's not quite CAD plating color. It's close. It's fine. You will see through the wire wheels, which is why we're going to do that. And I'm going to have, a tip or so based on my build of the other side of the suspension with how not to pull an Ian. We very nearly had an incident with my pliers trying to squeeze in one of the pins. And I could see somebody else could have that as well. Either way, we'll get to that. I'll show you what's up with that. Let me get started on here. Well, the first thing it wants us to do is put on the caliper, so I'll be right back after I give this thing a lick of paint. Alrighty, now that this is gold, we can go ahead and put the metal spindle slash hub, kingpin, whatever you want to call it. There's a name for everything and everything for a name. We're going to put that through the brake rotor, and then we're going to pop the little caliper on there. Dope. So much for that. Get one of these itty bitty tiny DS21 screws. Use your Phillips 0 for this, and we're just gonna get them screwed on in. Not a ton of turns to go on those, because you want the brake rotor to spin so your wheel can spin. And yeah, there we go. And Bob's your uncle. Okay, there we go. It looks nice. A little touch of gold. A little touch of gold. And then we're gonna pull out from under the counter here, just like a cooking show. Pull out our chassis, and we got to bolt the upper control arm on using these two little brackets here. And get those going with the DS27, the bigger black screws. Let's see, are these, these are, I'm going to remagnetize my screwdriver maybe. These are Phillips 1, PH1 screws. And get one of those on there. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Dummy. I forgot to dip my screws in the oil, because I'm going in the metal. This was actually metal in also, but I remembered from the last caliper, those ones threaded in very easily. And then we'll get the other control arm mount over here. Would you please cooperate? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's Sunday. That's for sure. Let's see here. Don't want to go in there, huh? Just got to line it up. Oh, I think I got it. There we go. I just wasn't lined up properly. Oh, not even on camera. And we'll get the two bottom ones in, and we'll be right back. Okay. Alrighty. Well, that's in there. Moves nice and smoothly. If it doesn't, you got a problem. You screwed something in wrong. You screwed up. Let's go on to the next stage. And we need pack 25 right here. Like that. Oh, shake these down. Come on, this bag of screws, won't you? There we go. And we'll cut you open here. There we are. Oh, I am so excited for the future cars. So excited. I forgot to say, click the links below to Agora Models to check out the DB5 for yourself. And also bask in the splendor of the Lotus submarine that's coming out soon. That's going to be awesome. I see it every video. That V8 Vantage. Ooh, baby. I really want one of those. I hope they make that. I hope they make that. That is my favoriteest James Bond car of all time. There, I've said it for the 18th time. I know. Someone's already they're getting in the comments like, come on, man. Keep talking about that Vantage. I'm like, yeah, I love all of the Bond cars. But you always have a sweet spot for one of them. I'm going to take this little sway bar link, or anti-roll bar link. Controversial naming sometimes there. You say, really, they're anti-roll bars as a technical thing, but you know, someone will fight me in the comments, I'm sure. And there's a flat spot. I want the flat spot to face in. So you see there's that little flat spot. We want that facing in like that. Oh, sorry, here we go. Wrong side of the arm. And there's a little D-shaped hole for it. And we're going to get that screwed in with a PS31, which is going to be a little bit fiddly. But for me, just getting out of bed in the morning is fiddly sometimes, so you know. There we go. Oh, keep your spare screws. We'll probably need that PS31 at a later issue if they don't give you another one. Yeah, that fits with a PH1. So sometimes a part like this, I'll want to get the screw in there first and then start screwing it in. That way it's a little easier to get the threads started. And send her home, don't over tighten because that is a plastic part. and then we're going to bolt this to the car. Here's where my tip is now. We've got to put this thing on the car and get these pins shoved in. And if memory serves me, these were a bit difficult to squeeze in. Let me see here. Because these are the knurled pins that you get here. Was this the hard one to squeeze in? I think it might have been. Yeah, let me see here. We're going to take a pair of needle nose pliers. Take one of these pins. And no, that wasn't the hard one. I guess not. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Who knows? At some point, if I run into a difficult to fit pin, maybe they changed something. Who knows? Mid-production tweaks. Now I can't get the stupid pin out. There we go. And we got to basically just put this arm into these pockets down here and push the pins into the holes. And once we get the pin in the hole, we're then going to, yeah, that one just pushes in like no problem. Okay, yes. The knurling. Yeah, those push in. Wow, those pushed in easy. I'm confused now. Where I had my nearly finger-crushing, it was right there. That was the one that was really hard. So what we want to do is find a drill bit that's about the size of the hole and just give it a couple of spins. You don't want to hog the hole out bigger necessarily. You just want to remove the, the powder coat or the paint finish from that inside of that hole. I'm gonna be right back with a drill. One sec. Okay, so we got a 5/64 drill bit, okay? And then we're just gonna go into this control arm down here, and just the front tab, we're just gonna I'm just kind of working it at an angle. Just to open up the hole a tiniest bit by removing all the coating off the inside of it, because I went to squeeze that thing in the last time, and oh dear God, yeah, that gave me a bit of a scare. Okay, so yeah, now we've got to do this lower suspension, lower shock part here, and get it between those two little ears, and get this little pin in there. There we go. And so we don't have that same whoopsie we had the first time. Still a little difficult to press in there. This is the hardest one that you'll do. This is it. Okay, and it is going through, but the pliers were stopping it on the other side, it looks like. Okay, good enough. It's fine. Trust me, it's not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. So that's my one tip for that. Oof. Little space heater on under my workbench, and it's actually too hot now. Alrighty, and let's see here. We're going to take our spring, put that on there, put this in here, put this in here. Now this upper one is plastic, so we're going to get a pin shoved in from the back here. And it looks like we have one extra spare pin, just in case one went flying across the room, which happens every so often here. So can't disappoint my audience, not give them what they expect, like me fighting. Just make sure you can see the hole in the son of a, where'd it go? What where is it? Hello, did I? Nope. Okay, that was a bad idea. Okay, it's literally inside of this plastic. Oh, jeez. Good thing they gave us a spare. This is just one of those days in the shop. You know, I'm in I'd say rare form, but me screwing up is pretty common. I grab a different pair of pliers here. Be a little more careful. Don't! I don't know why I'm such butterfingers today, but it happens. I swear, Ian, it's because I'm doing this on camera. Usually I just go, you just shove the pin in there, and then you're good. Ah, I got it. Gotcha. And then that one just pushes in really easy with just the tip of the pliers. There we go. I swear, I'm sweating over here. Literally sweating. Okay. Now we're going to take our hub and brake rotor. You want the brake rotor to be facing this way. And get the hub in this little hole down there and a little hole up here. And we're going to take these DS24 screws. Well, these aren't my scissors. Oh boy, it's a circus. This, oh yeah, you're getting the full show today. I'll tell you. The full treatment. No punches pulled on me. Screw it up. Let's see here. There we go. The Brits have a different term for screwing up. It is a four-letter word in America, so you know, unless you're reciting what a rooster says in the morning. But yeah, it's funny. I like it. I love British slang. I always get a kick out of it. My wife, on the other hand, sometimes she just has trouble understanding it. She is Italian from the Bronx, so the one show we don't use subtitles for ever is The Sopranos. Bada bing, bada boom. Hey, oh, use guys. There we go. I know. Yeah, we sound like weirdos in New York. Well, some more than others. And we got these two on there. You know, this side seems looser. Did I not tighten it up all the way? No, I did. Let me see here. Yeah, this side is a little more. Oh, that's because the screw isn't even screwed in all the way. I wonder. Get this one back in. I mean, they're supposed to move, but you want them to be a little. There we go. Little more firm, so they don't just flop around. All right, and that's that. And front left suspension. Fitting the steering rods. Ooh, this looks exciting. Let me get out pack 26 here. Stage 26. We got a bunch of stuff here. And, you know, you could tell this is a freshly engineered kit because of some of the materials they used for some of the parts in here. Thought was taken into account based on feedback of previous other part work scale model cars. And we've got a lot of metal here. So the steering rack is metal. The steering wheel rod, metal. And the anti-roll bar, metal. That's very nice. There's a couple brackets here that are, this is plastic. This thing's metal. This thing's metal. All of that, metal. Perfect. Very good. Okay, let's read instructions here. And I'm going to take the steering rod and excuse me, and then we're going to fit the little universal joint here into that little mating area. And we gotta push another pin in. Oh, that should be fun. Let's see. Let's find our pins. There they go. A couple of little itty bitty ones. And there's a hole in the middle of the ball that you want to like keep centered. Oh, don't worry if you missed the hole the first time. Oh, geez, Ian, did you? That came out sounding funny. Or, in my case, missed the hole like first 3 times. Yeah, no movie magic here. I think. Nope. Oh, for God's sake! It's because I'm on camera. It's because I usually don't film this early in the day. Usually film later at night. And I have steadier hands later. But today the wife went out with her mother to go shopping. Oh, God. I'll be right back. All right, I think I've got the solution. See, I didn't just come back and it was done. I didn't want to do that. Here's a solution. I couldn't see what the hell I was doing. I keep forgetting. After I had my LASIK surgery, I'm so happy I can just go out and get in the car and drive and see everything. But if you secure one part, you know, oh my God, see? And it just went right in, just like that. See what happens when you can see what you're doing? It's a miracle. And then we squeeze that in there. Perfect. Like butter. I'm going to do the same for the other side, probably. Oh, come on, clamps. That's what you get from Harbor Freight. There we go. We'll just put that there. And then we're gonna, we're putting this other ball socket into the other side. with the other little microscopic pin. And we'll get that. This pin barely wants to go in at all. Let me try this other side. Okay, one side is definitely, at least on mine, one side, the pin opening is a little bigger than the other. Dope! Okay, even when I can see, let me flip the ball over and see if that goes any easier. There we go. I'm in. I don't know if it was the ball having the same thing going on, or it was just me. Now the trick, we want to hold this thing centered while we try to clamp to squeeze this together, because it will move, wiggle a little bit back and forth. Aye, come on. This thing's being a disobedient. It's in there. It's close to the hole. Oh, it's in. There we go. Jeez. Okay. All right. Well, that was surprisingly fiddly, at least for me. But yeah, don't feel bad if you struggle with those pins a little bit. Yeah, but yeah, get magnifiers. Even if you think you can see perfectly fine, maybe you don't. You put those on and you'll be like, oh my God. Honestly, they're just magnifiers. It just makes things bigger. That's all. Oh, there's jokes there. And we're going to fit the steering rod to the chassis now. And it's going to go right here. So we want the gear to be in this little box here. That looks like the perfect time to put some shmoo. But I will refrain until I go to bolt something to that. But I want to put some shmoo in there. Anytime there's moving geary things, we put the shmoo. And then this is a D-shaped connector. We want that to be facing, the flat side facing up here. Do that. Then we're going to take our steering rack and take this like this, and we're going to slide it under here and here, and it's got the little teeth that are going to go down. Okay, we want to make sure our steering linkage doesn't, hold on a second. I want it above, and I want the teeth on the steering rack to be above this shaft, but it doesn't line up. I am a little confused here, I gotta say. Like, something doesn't, hold on, let me look at these instructions a little more. I don't have Todd's website to use as a crutch, so give me a sec. Okay, so figured it out. You got to do it upside down, in my opinion, okay? Because what you got to do is you got to push the suspension arm down so that you could get a screw started in the tie rod end on the steering rack here. That's there we go. Yeah, we got to squeeze it. It probably says so in the instructions, but I don't read. And I'm not going to tighten it all the way just yet. Yeah, it's to squeeze the suspension firmly. Yeah, I didn't read the instructions. Okay, so that's my pro tip here. Read the damn instructions. And we're ever so slightly out of alignment, which is why if you push up on the suspension, you can get it aligned. You want it like that. There we go. So this way it's flat. You just pull up on the suspension. And that's why we don't tighten these down fully until we have everything centered up just right. And now we will go ahead and send that thing home. Oh man. You know, the springs on these part works are usually very snug, and this one, the spring tension is pretty strong because the models are very heavy when they're done. Oh dear. Okay. Okay. Whew. All right. Pushing on that suspension to get those screws in there. Now we've got the anti-roll bar. Here we go. And it also has those D-shaped doodads. So we're gonna put that basically underneath the chassis. Well, we're gonna snake it through here, and then get the tops. So we got it snaked over these, but under these. There we go. That's probably the easiest way I could describe it. And then we want to turn the car over again. Probably should have just left it upside down in the first place. Oh, you can see it better here. Oh, come on, Ian. Oh, for goodness sake. There we go. And you want to get it in these two channels. Alrighty. And we can see where this is going. We got two of these little brackets here. Right there and there. And they don't care which way they go. And we're going to put 4 DS20 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will be right back. Alrighty. Got those two anti-roll bar brackets screwed down. And now we're just going to screw right into the top here. Kind of see it there. Go in there with these PS14 screws. And really do not over-tighten these, because they're going into plastic, and you will strip out plastic. Don't care who makes the model. Plastic is, and it helps if you actually line your, if you properly line up. You got to squeeze on the suspension arm a tiny bit, compress it a tad, and then again, don't over tighten. And there we go. That's cool. And again, like I said, I mean, how many times you can open the door and steer the steering? Probably barely ever. But I do want to get a little schmoo into this steering gearbox. Manual rack and all that. If you put on too much, it's fine. You could wipe it off. Like I just did. A little extra spooging out there. And then there we go. Yeah, I strongly recommend the grease. If you're going to be playing with the steering, going back and forth. But there we go. Look at that. That's nice. I like it. Okay. Yeah, today I occasionally get what do you call it? I get this like case of nerves, and I get very clumsy. I don't know if that happens to anybody else, but it happens to me on occasion, really with no warning sometimes. I don't know why. It's like, we already did our taxes, we got our refund. Who knows? And we got to put, okay, we got to put a couple brackets in here to secure the steering rack. So we got pins on this side. We got holes over here. And these are going to fit on like that. And like that. Yeah, I'm definitely in one of those clumsy episodes where everything is just a little fiddly for me to do. I don't know why it happens. Makes for good blooper reels, but does not make model building more efficient. So maybe if we just move the steering a little bit. Let's see. Come on. There we go. It was just a toit hole. Toit like a tiger. There we go. I used the wrong accent. Toit like a tiger. Something like that. I mean, really, everybody's accent is just Michael Myers doing a different accent. And we want DSO3 screws, which are these. Scissors. There we go. Here we are. Okay. And also, I'm sensitive to caffeine, and I just brewed fresh iced tea in the fridge last night, and I may have made it a touch too strong, because I have been so jumpy today, it's ridiculous. You know, maybe that's my problem, is I have a wee bit too much caffeine, and my body just can't handle it anymore. Kids, even though the viewership of my channel is mostly people that skew a bit older, there's a point at which some people just can't tolerate caffeine anymore. Like if I have a cup, like a can of Diet Coke or something, I am a disaster for hours. Heart's racing, I'm shaky, sometimes sweating. I had to stop drinking soda altogether pretty much. Also, soda's not good for you. You know, even diet soda. Well, like not artificial stuff. So that's it for the stage. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to have a talk here. It's not because I'm all fidgety on too much caffeine, but we're going to talk about the wire wheels. So stage 27 is, you've got a bunch of parts here. And, you know, this is to start building the simple wheel. And if you want to do the simple wheel, do the simple wheel. They still look really good. But let me scroll through here a bit and do all that, and then that. Yeah. So this is to build the simple wheel. And this is what you get. Okay, is a perfectly decent looking wheel. And, you know, they're fine. But that's the simple wheel. And then there's the complex wheel. Now this thing is a work of art. I mean, it's just utterly gorgeous, the laced wire wheels. It is also quite the challenge to build. It's not like there's anything designed wrong. It's just the nature of the beast of doing these wire wheels on partwork cars. You know, the Jag has them. The new Ferrari 250 GTO has them. I'm sure there's plenty of other cars that have them. But they're fiddly. But by the end of this wheel, well, most of the way through, I realized I was doing something wrong. I had to kind of start over halfway. And by the time I was done with the wheel, I was like, oh, I wish I had the other 3 wheels to do right now because I'm in the groove. You know, and you get that. You know when you're doing something new and difficult for the first time you do it, let's say it takes 2 hours. Then the second time, it takes like an hour. And by the third or fourth time, you're down to like 30 minutes. That's exactly how these wheels are. I am going to save up all of the remaining 3 wheels. I'm going to inventory to make sure I have the parts and leave them in the baggies and save them up and do the last 3 wheels all at once. I'm going to have the same speech for anybody whenever a wheel arrives in subsequent issues of this build, packs. Sorry, I get my terms. They're fiddly to build, but you're gonna get in the groove by the end of that first wheel, and you're gonna be like, oh god, and then you're gonna get the next wheel, and you're gonna want to build it right away, and you're gonna go, oh god, ugh. And you're like relearning how to ride the bike all over again, because there's months between these wheels. So my plan, the way I'm gonna do it, is I am going to build all 3 of the remaining wheels at once in a little marathon, and by the last wheel, I'm going to record that as well, and you're going to see how much faster it goes, at least for someone as, you know, as dim-witted as me, to put one of these wheels together. So that's where we're at with that. Sorry about my speech. It just made this video way longer than I was anticipating. But that's the plan. So we're just gonna leave that there like it was done, because you could go back to Pack 1 video on the playlist here for this, and you could see the troubles. And then you look at Wayne. You know, he did the wheels a little quicker than I did because he's done some wire wheels before. But still, they take some doing. And I'm like, it's like pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of this manual is just how to get all those little spokes in there. You know, when there's that many pages for a step of the build, you got to go, okay, you know, better get a cup of hot cocoa and a warm blanket and hunker down for the night to do it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get stage 30 out, because we're, like I said, we're not, you know, doing all the wheel stuff here. 27 VB. Yeah, so this is actually, these are 27 and 28. Yeah, this is the easy wheel, and this is the complex wheel. So we're going to take all those, and I'm not going to build the easy wheels because I'm not going to use them. I built one so that, you know, we saw how it was, and it's a nice wheel, perfectly serviceable. So if that's what you want to do that, because these, you know, they can be a little challenging. That's why Agora is very thoughtful, because also some of the people that build these, they might be on in their years a bit further than me, and they might not have the physical ability to lace these wire wheels together. It's, you know, it's a very real possibility, and you know, I'm reminded of my own mortality when I try to build those wire wheels. So now we're going to go straight to 30. Here we go. Got a little bag of screws in there. Don't lose those. And that's all. I like that it's in a little cardboard box all of its own. There we go. Oh man, yeah, that's a nice little bit of kit right there. That chassis section, and it is heavy. This thing is very solid. I'm going to take that, and we're going to slap it right down on the back there. And clearly, we're going to take a whole bunch of these screws and put them in these 6 holes right here. And that is done from the top, so that's good. We don't have to flip it over for that. And let me get those in real quick. I'll be right back. Alrighty, there we go. Screwed in. Look at that chassis coming together right quick. And one of the other builds I'm doing is the Ghostbusters Ecto-1 car. That chassis is like, I need to zoom out a lot further for that car. It's like, it's massive. But either way, this is really beautiful. I love the amount of metal used and where they're using metal on this model for the suspension stuff, because, you know, there's been models where they've made some things out of plastic that really shouldn't have been plastic, and things broke, and it was very, very frustrating for a lot of people. But this appears to be really thoughtfully crafted in its design and engineering. That steering rack is a bit on the difficult side to, you know, screw down. So that's why, you know, you got to squeeze the suspension really well to get that thing screwed in. But man, that is lovely looking. I like that. You know, they got all the rolled beads in there for the strengthening beads. It's just really nice. Either way, thanks for coming and listening to me rant again. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Go down below, click the links for Agora Models, click the links for my Amazon. That's where I get I have a whole shopping list of all this stuff I use. If you want to find it fairly easily, it's all in that list. There's a Buy Me a Coffee link. I think like 2 people have very graciously done that. It helps pay for stuff, I don't know, paint, beer, whatever, Xanax, who knows. But yeah, buymeaxanax.com. There we go. I'm not going to get flagged on eBay for that one. I mean, Facebook, eBay, YouTube. Jesus, Ian. I'm going to go take a nap. Actually, I'm going to go make a corned beef for St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. And I'll see you next time. Adios.